Hi friends, my name's Gail and I'm a pediatric speech language pathologist at Pediatric Interactions. I know right now is a scary time, but we are here to help you and your child, and today we are going to be working on the speech sound of L. So, to produce L, there are two parts that we have to keep in mind. First, we have to bring our tongue up. And we have to remember where our tongue is supposed to stay. The trick is for your tongue to stay behind your teeth and not poke out. One substitution or one sound that you might hear instead of L might be a W. Why? Why do kids commonly produce W instead of L? For example, the word might be yellow. You might hear wewo. Why? One of the reasons is the L sound, L, is what we call a front sound. So that means our tongue has to move forward in our mouth. But our tongue has nowhere to rest. So our tongue has to go forward, up, but it has to be able to move separate from the jaw. So if your little one can't move the tongue separate from the jaw, when they go to move their tongue forward and up, their jaw, therefore their lips, are going to come with it to make that W sound. So as you're practicing the L with your child, and you're noticing that U is coming out a lot, or you're noticing their jaw shifting, sliding, or moving, you can help them. So we're going to take our hand, we're going to actually make an L. And what I'm going to show you on myself, you'll put L right there as a support. Oh. Now, if you're coming onto your child, you want to make sure you're not scaring them. So you're going to make your L, and you'll come up from the bottom and come right into that position. You don't have to apply any pressure, just hold it there so they know where their jaw is supposed to be. So again, we're going to bring our tongue up, and it's going to go right on that bumpy part behind your teeth. Oh. So when you're working with a young one, it's really important for them to know where the tongue is supposed to go. So one way you can do it is telling them, tongue up behind your teeth and hold it. That might not always work for a kid. Another way is for you to sit in front of them and have the child sit right in front of you, face to face. So that way you're a great model and they can see exactly where that tongue is supposed to be. Another option, if that's not working, or if you just want to make it a little fun or silly, you can always use a mirror. So you hold the mirror up, and they can see directly what their tongue is doing. So you might even see them play around a little bit. So they can practice, and again, that brings a little bit more independence for them to know exactly where that tongue is supposed to go. We also talk about the word input. Input is a fancy term that gives your body the information needed to produce that sound. So what we can do is we can put input right behind our teeth to allow the child to know right where the tongue is going to go. So you wash your hands. I've already done that. You can take your finger. Again, you're going to probably go into the child's mouth. Make sure that they won't bite you, anything like that. Obviously, stay safe. And what you're going to do is you're going to go in and just tap right behind your teeth on that bumpy part of the roof of your mouth. Sometimes I might count to 2 and then say the word out. So the child knows that I'm not going to be keeping my finger in there very long. Out. And then they'll bring their tongue right to where you put your fingers. Now that's one way to provide input. Another way is you could actually use food. Now make sure again that your child is safe and it's a safe food for the child to eat and consume. But what you could do is put a little dot of peanut butter, Nutella, maybe even applesauce right behind the teeth on that bumpy part. There. The little one is going to follow where they feel that bump, feel that food, and they're going to try to lick it off. And that's going to show their tongue that practice right where that tongue placement is supposed to be for that L sound, which is a tricky one. Another option I brought myself a little two set today, but we're gonna pretend it's a lollipop. So your little one, your child, will suck the lollipop. Get it all wet. And then take that from the child and you're gonna help them. And you're gonna help them find that bumpy part and give them that input. Now, one important thing when you're working on your speech sounds is to always put it into context. Make sure that there's a reason why you're using that sound. So, for example, with the lollipop, they're gonna make their sound. Lolly. Oh, lolly. So every time they say that L sound, lolly, they get more lollipop. Now your child might not be able to say lolly, and they might just go, oh, and then you give them that reward. So they're working on that placement, but they're also getting a reward, which is great. So lollipops are always a great motivation, again, based on the child's medical needs. Another thing that I like to do, again, to put it more into words, is actually to bring out my animal clinic. So we use the word or the sound to get the lollipop. If they're able to say lollipop, that's great too. If they're not, we might work on what we call a consonant vowel or CV syllable. So the one I like to start with is la. It's a little bit less effort for the child. So after we play with our animal clinic, we use a lot of great language, we talk about the animals, then we put them all away. Put all of our animals away, and child's helping you the whole time. And now we need to lock them up, but we're going to use the power of our L sound. So we'll bring our keys up, again, having the child help us. We'll go la, 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 lock. And I'll bring it down for that functional word of lock. And then I'll bring the keys back to my mouth so the kid is looking right where my tongue is supposed to be. La, 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 lock. And see if the kid will say lock on its own, on their own, or you help them and you say it together. So that's another way that you can go from isolation to syllables into words. Again, keep it simple, keep it fun, but make sure that tongue is up and it's behind your teeth. If you have any questions, any concerns, contact us at Pediatric Interactions. Also join us for our TikTok, where every week we will have a featured sound, and this week it's actually the L sound. So if you're interested in working on that L sound with your child, check out our TikTok. Have a good day. Bye-bye.